Welcome to Valley Children's Stadium, everyone, the home of the Fresno State Bulldogs. And for a team whose mantra is anytime, any place, anywhere, it's always good to be home. And these fans have shown out for the clash we have ahead of us. Today, these two teams square off in what should be an exciting Mountain West showdown. As we'll see, the winners of 5 straight, the UNLV Rebels, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Fresno State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Fresno State will kick it off, and we will be underway. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Rebels offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
And they can't connect, but the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Finds his tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback who makes a sure tackle. The Rebels are in the hurry-up. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the 1st down? And the Rebels come to the line with a new set of downs. Goes to the option. Now the pitch. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
And we talked to the coaches coming in, right? Like, they knew they were going to see the option. But the speed is so much faster in the game, and the offense does a really good job getting it to the pitch man pretty quickly, making that read and making a play early in this football game.
They'll leave it with him. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. The Rebels really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Catch in the middle, it's Clark. He'll work his way down to the 28.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the 1st down.
And the Rebels are rolling down the field. He might want another play. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's Watkins. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those first downs, get those big chunks.
They've moved it into scoring territory, 1st and 10 from the 11. Looking downfield on 1st down. Snags it. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. From the gun to give, looking for room. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Rebels.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise in the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TD.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A 70-yard touchdown drive, and they finish it off with the score from the 4. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. So Fresno State's offense will have its first possession of the game. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass in coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
Fires to the right. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the first down.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Use the play fake, now to throw. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions from go to 1 to 2 and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you could tell he did not have much time getting hit as he's trying to throw the football. You've got to protect your quarterback.
Turns it on in midfield. Oh, out of space. He's at the touchdown, Fresno State. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. These running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
The extra point here would tie the game. And he knocked that one right down the middle. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they close it in style with a 72-yard pass to the house. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Unlv ready to go back to work on offense. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Back to pass on second down. Looking to the big tight end. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass D. The Rebels are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Looking to throw for it. Grabbed over the middle. It's Marshall. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. And on that third and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it was a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this third down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
It's early in the game, and as offenses try to get their rhythm, these easy completions are very important because that's what helps you get your feet underneath you as an offense and as a unit. And hopefully, as this game goes on, they'll be able to rev up and get more aggressive taking shots.
They'll go up top on second and short. Grabbed in the middle. It's Watkins. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They'll try the run. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. And the Rebels can really attack on this second and short. The give to the back. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20. They're in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 20. From the red zone, looking for a space. Makes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The Rebels moving quickly to the line. Wants to fire on second down. He's got it and still on his feet. Touchdown, Rebels! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, who knows how things are going to finish up in the Big Ten this season, but this is a game to keep in mind. Indiana went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Hoosiers always seem to get everyone's best punch, but today they were the ones who delivered the knockout. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the Big Ten standings as this one does, gentlemen.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for
his production. Last week, 2 sacks. This week, already a sack in the first half. This guy has been on a sack terror.
And the Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Give to the running back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Let's take a second to talk about Fresno State. I'm sure you guys saw a great pickup in the backfield. 3-star running back gave a verbal last week. And getting good talent like this is really what programs at this level need to thrive on.
It's pivotal, Reese. And now you got a big commitment at the running back spot with those 3 stars. And now you start to build a class around him. Get everybody else excited. This is how you build a program.
Punt is on its way. He'll make the fair catch at the 44, and they'll have terrific field position. Rebels offense is back on the field. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. To give to the running back from the shotgun. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Breaks into the open. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. And the Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Zings it complete to the right. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. Touchdown, Vegas! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also...
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead.
Let's go.
It's second and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Davis looking to pass. Pocket breaking down. At the 20, he's got space. He's gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Time to take a shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Yeah, and he had an opportunity to make such a big play. Listen, he wasn't wide open with nobody around him, but you got to make that play. You got a little bit of space. You got to haul that in, make your quarterback look good, and make a big play for this offense.
Got it in the middle. It's Freeman. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's Chase. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few. Second down, he'll throw it. He's going for it all. Touchdown, Bulldogs! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he... Timeout later. The AT unit on the field. Point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. 14. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own offense. They've been nothing short of spectacular so far. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they'll try to make it 4 for 4. They take to throw on first down. Finds a man on the left. That's where they'll mark him. A very productive play and a first down. The Rebels in the hurry up. Looking to throw on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Marshall. How about that elusiveness? He's got space. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And he makes a play in the back. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
everybody and their brother showing blitz. Makes it past the marker. They corralling at the 11-yard line. Chains will move as they try to put one up before the break.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Now the offense has it 1st and 10 from its own 11. They'll ride the hot hand. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Takes the handoff. It's Lyle. They'll stop him short of the line to gain. Stopped him just short of the 20 at the 19. It'll be 4th down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Fresno State will have to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we've got a terrific scene there today in Fresno. And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this 2nd half. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside Valley Children's Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. And the Rebels will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the 2nd half. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the 2nd half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the 2nd half.
You know, and I think if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime, and you riled yourselves up, and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Davis will throw. Makes the grab over the middle. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's 1st down.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure crossing patterns and take advantage of that zone coverage.
With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Looking to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. They make the stop, but the sweet pulling catch is plenty to give them a 1st down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. The Bulldogs with the 1st and 10. Lost to throw again. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
How about the aggressive play calling? Love aggressiveness. Bringing the free safety down. Blitzing him, you could tell, completely disrupted the offense. They didn't know how to handle it. Free safety chases the QB, gets him on the ground.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
On 3rd and long, you know what's coming. That's exactly where you want to get an offense. The passing game has to come out. You go nickel, bring some more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack to force the 4th down.
Fresno State will have to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. They'll give it to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
And a really nice job on the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all give him this.
Finds a spot in the middle. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. On the option. He'll pitch it. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Pulls it in. It's Marshall. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 for the 1st down.
This receiver is such a weapon, and he has so much speed, and he can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag, letting him...
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Rebels.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Bringing it back. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The play-action fake. Finds a tight end. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
Davis looking to pass. Makes the grab. This offense has a little room and a fresh set of downs at the 23.
And as a quarterback, when you're throwing these slant routes against man coverage, location is so important. You want to put the football in a place that your receiver can catch the ball and continue advancing it. So nice job by that QB, putting the football right on the face mask of his wide receiver.
Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. So the final period starts with a second down play. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And you could easily argue the biggest reason this team is trailing here in the second half is because they have not been able to protect their quarterback tonight. They've already given up 5 sacks in the game, and you just saw another one right there. This offensive line has had problems all night long.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Get it out on the screen. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line as this offense tries to mount a drive.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Down he goes, and the defense snuffs out this drive with a sack.
And you had to. I mean, the offense had to be aggressive. You're down multiple scores. You needed to make something happen right now. You had to be aggressive. I think you had to go for it on that 4th down. Now, obviously, the game's looking like it might get out of hand.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Got it in the middle. It's Watkins. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. The Rebels are threatening in the red zone. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down.
After that incompletion, it's now 4th and short in the red zone. Decision time if you're the head coach. You just take the field goal, or do you keep your offense on the field looking to get 6?
Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the 1st down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
And down here near the goal line, you got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
And now after getting knocked back, they'll try it again, this time from the 5 on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to get it in. Touchdown, UNLV. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
Salt into wound, right? Late in the 4th quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complimentary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
At this point of the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Throws to the back. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
He gets a block. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oak. UNLV ready to go back to work on offense. Under fire. Unleashes one. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
He'll ride his man on the option. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now, but we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Tight end now in motion. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Makes the catch. It's Watkins. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. Great job by the back on the option. With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's recap that Big 12 matchup that just went final moments ago. UCF pulled into town on a mission, and they're hightailing it out of here with a huge win. Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. And that's precisely what the Knights did. Big 12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
Hey, Kevin Connors, keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
Yeah, and this offense, man, they just continue to struggle. And just, they need to find something that they do really, really well. And running the football late in the 4th quarter when you're getting beat by a good bit, that's probably not it. This offense needs to hit the gas, and they need to pitch and catch a little bit, throw the football around.
They get the win. They are now bowl eligible, but when you have a 0 in the loss column, there are much bigger fish to fry.
I think a lot of people thought they'd be 6-0 at this point, too. So we know they're going to a bowl game. Great. But, David, they've got their eyes set on the college football playoff and a national championship. They have that kind of talent. They're not surprised they're 6-0. They're looking to do bigger things.
No, 6-0 is great, but that's not the goal. They want to be 12-0. They want to be 14-0. They want to continue this streak as long as they possibly can. Extremely talented. Nobody's surprised, and their goals are a lot bigger than this.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.